morning everyone. I hope you are well and having a wonderful Saturday. I am doing a little Etsy update, which I like to do when I feel like I need to explain things. So I have prepared things that I think will be good for the new volume 8 Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, or any kind of stitching really. But I divided it into 3 different parts just so that I could keep the price down and not do one big whopping pack that was expensive, or more expensive because it's got all the bits in it, and then people can pick and choose what they might need. The thing I've made the most of are these, because I have been collecting big tablecloths for quite a long time, and so I've been able to make a lot of packs. So we'll talk about that one first. And what I've done is I've put in different embroideries. So there'll be some embroidered, some cross-stitch sort of ones, and their sizes are all different. On the back is a bigger piece, and then so that when I say it's a bigger piece, it's like quite big, because I felt like in my original one that I started, I had put some big pieces of embroideries in as well. So there's quite a few bigger pieces here, and then they slowly go down to being slightly smaller for embellishing and that sort of thing. And so because the tablecloths have multiple different types of designs, but you can sometimes tell that they're from the same tablecloth, I have tried to put different things in, but the only thing is, like, I'll look at the back to see the really big piece, what it's looking like. So these are just a few examples. Sorry if the light's reflecting. I'll look at that, and I'll try and look at these big pieces, and then I'll try and make sure you get a variety of those. But I may not, I don't know about these. I can't check them all. I just try and give you a different one if you buy more than one. Make sure that you get as many different pieces as I can see at a glance in the pack. So there's those. I'll put in an amount in my shop, then when they run out, I'll put in another amount, so that just so I can keep check of how many I have. I then made a plain one, and so some of them have, so these again are bigger pieces. There's three big pieces of different hemps or linens. So there's a damask there. They don't all have damask because I ran out, but they do have lovely hemps in there, and I chose the ones that I felt like are nicer to stitch through, like not the really densely woven ones. There's this beautiful linen cut work here. There's it's a biggish piece that's been folded into 3, and it's long down to there, so they're quite generous pieces. And I also love this kind of netted or thinner sort of lace too. It looks lovely on the type of piece that we're working on. And then just a couple of trims. I thought this was lovely because it's thin, and you can stitch that down. You can do some stitching onto it, and I'm going to use some in mine, and it's just going to create a little bit of texture, but not really stand out like something like that. I've put aside one of everything for me too, so you'll see me using these pieces. I generally don't sell things that I don't like to use myself. And then I've got these hand towels, and they are really, really lovely, not too tight woven hemps, these ones. There's a few different ones, but they're all just going to be the same price. These ones are slightly bigger. These seem to me to be a linen. I do believe they are a linen. They probably need a wash, and you'll just get a random one. I don't even know. I think I almost prefer these because I love texture, but those are lovely too with the little monogram on them. So there's a few of those. Of course, if you buy 2, I'll try, as while stock lasts, I'll try and give you 2 different ones. So that's the fabric portion of the video. Then I also have these. I have been sitting on these for about 2 years, maybe even 3 years. These are antique pages. I can't remember if the book was 1613 or 1643. I've written 1643 in the listing, and someone, not me, someone has watercolored them, and they are different flowers and herbs from was a large tome that someone has cut up, but they're really beautiful. I'm going to keep a couple too and have them framed. But you could also scan them too before you frame them and put them, you know, use them. And you can see on, and this lifts up, you can see on the reverse side sometimes there are other images, so they clearly chose which ones they wanted to frame. But they're really, really lovely and very special and a rare find. I haven't seen them again, so I have those in my shop. Some have already gone, but they're really lovely. And then I have made the packs. I'm on the next round of the art pages, so thank you to everybody who's purchased them. They're not expensive. There's 15 in each. The art pages, I'm on the second round, so there are different books except for one that I ripped up twice. And then this is other images, so fun things like those keyholes and keys, and so the ironwork. And then there's some you know, sort of town pages, and there's this lovely one that I love, this one too, with the medieval maps of the different cities. So this is Crema. I think that might be Cremona now. And then there's this one, which is all the different seasons with the lovely medieval images. In fact, I've got 2 of that book. And then some of them, not all of them, have tapestries in there. Just all fun things. And that, look at that. Fun things to use in your journals. I think some of them I've put in 2 pages from the one book. Where a book ran out, and then I would put in a different one. So yeah, and then there's some bigger pages, like, and then there one was like typical culture from this area, so there might be a little bit of painting in them, but there's all kinds of different things, images in there. So I think that's it. Oh, next week I'm going to have some new fabrics in my shop. I'll do a video with that because I need to explain that, but keep your eye out for that. If you purchase any of these things and you want me to hold on to it, I'm happy to do that, because quite often you'll pay one shipping price. You'll even get a necessary, it depends how heavy the parcel is, but quite often I'm able to refund, and it might be for that one refunded price you might be able to fit in a whole lot of things. So, and then that way you're dividing the shipping cost between a lot of stuff. So it's always a good idea to ask, and people do, what can I fit in my parcel, and or what would the shipping be for these, because it's very hard with Etsy. I can't, because of the different combinations of things and the different weights of things, it's impossible for me to put the secondary shipping with each additional item in a way that it works out correctly. So I'm always having to adjust the shipping once I've put the parcel together, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to go and get ready. We're heading out, and have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.